Hello, Zoo Med fans. We're at AnimalCon 2023, wrapping up day 3 right now, and I am here with Desiree from Cold Blooded Cafe, but I believe that's just one of your hats.
Yes.
Do you want to tell our fans a little bit about yourself?
I would love to. So I started out in about 2005, 2006, keeping ball pythons, keeping emerald chondros, all kinds of different pythons. And then my late husband and I, Forrest Fanning, realized that we can't feed all these animals. So we decided to start breeding our own rodents. So that became Cold Blooded Cafe. I currently keep lots of monitor lizards. That's my biggest passion. I do conservation with Dragonwood Conservancy. I'm the vice president. So I work with a lot of crocodiles. We're located in Indiana and also have a huge collection of snakes. All you said, the lizards. And yeah, so kind of like you said, a lot of different hats.
Do you want to tell us what Dragonwood Conservancy is, or a little bit about that?
They're a nonprofit 501c based in Florida, and what we're doing is trying to repopulate the endangered species of crocodiles. So we do a lot with the Siamese, we do a lot with the Cubans.
So they're producing them here in Florida for release eventually?
That is the goal.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been part of that, any of the hands-on down here in Florida, or you're just rearing babies up in Indiana?
Indiana.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'll come down to Florida and just visit and hang out and help Terry and do stuff with the animals there. But he's more of the hands-on there. He also has a staff member, Brad, that takes care of everything down there, which is great. But in Indiana, we're considered a satellite facility. I own a reptile company. RepTech is my reptile side of things. We have our own collection, and then we also do the crocodiles. So I think we have about 25 crocodiles we're raising right now for Dragonwood. And then I also have a group of spectacled caimans that I'm raising up, one of which is this really beautiful ivory white caiman. And it's the only one in the world currently. So that's like my personal big goal, is to see if I can reproduce that and get that out into zoos and the public eye. And it's a really neat looking animal.
That's neat. I mean, it's got to be amazing watching little crocodiles hatch. Like, that's not something everybody gets to do. That's a really unique experience.
Yeah.
How do you start them once they're born? What do you raise them in until they come to Florida?
We're actually really simple. So we do a dry day every week. Everybody gets drained out. They get to be dry for the day, and then we give them fresh water. We usually start them on small rodents.
Okay.
Every now and then we'll throw in some fish, or honestly, crickets get babies going. You wouldn't really think.
I'm sure it stimulates them to chase and to hunt.
You wouldn't think a baby crocodile would want to eat a tiny little cricket, but they actually do. Actually, really does stimulate them. And then we work them into some bigger pools, and then eventually they'll have like a land pool kind of situation as they start growing, and then they'll go down to Florida and be like actually outside and grow up as adults and start breeding.
So you say you work with monitors as well. Did I hear you say that? What species of monitors do you work with?
My very first one was the quince monitor, and then we got into the tree monitors. So I have the greens, the yellows, the blues. We had cordensis for a while, which I really love those. The lace monitors, crocodile monitors, the Mertens water monitors.
I always thought the monitors are they're so inquisitive and they're so intelligent. You know, it's oftentimes, you know, I imagine you have to add a lot of enrichment with them, you know, in their caging, because they're just constantly on the move or doing something.
They have their whole room.
Yeah,
like there's a whole monitor room, and everybody's got a big enclosure, lots of socializing and training and like getting them to come out with food. And it takes a lot of time and patience. For me, I love the lizards so much more. Like, snakes are great, but I had that fear. Like, when I was a young kid, I was always afraid of snakes. And it took me a long time to like realize like these things don't want to hurt you. You don't have to be afraid of it. But it's like that stigma. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
But I'm just and now I'm tatted up with them.
We're here at AnimalCon. Obviously, this is a convention for creators. So you've been around. Obviously, you've had a long history dealing with reptiles. What led to creating content? What led to social media? How did you take that step?
It was Brian Barczyk. He actually reposted something that I had. It was a Carpondra. He had reposted that, and it just like it blew my account up, and I didn't really know like how to deal with that. You know, this is like back in 2013 or something. Okay. So I kind of got like a big kick through Brian, and then it just kind of kept going and going. For me, it's just fun, you know, like I have the content, I have the animals. I want to put it out there more. I want to be more consistent. Everyone's like, start a YouTube, start a YouTube. So that's the next goal.
You've been to AnimalCon twice now. What's your favorite part about coming down to this convention?
The group of people that come. Like, everyone that's here are people you don't know, but you know them online. So it's like putting a face to the name or the conversation or, you know, finally getting to shake someone's hand in real life. It's like a virtual world coming into the real world where everyone can come together and talk and create and collaborate, and it's almost like the reptile shows, you know, the NARBC, the super shows.
Sure.
I go sometimes just to see my friends.
Sure.
Like, all my friends are just reptile friends that I only see a couple of times a year, and you're traveling to these different cities and states to go see them. So I think the biggest thing for AnimalCon is just like that coming together. And there hasn't been any drama. I'm really surprised. I haven't heard of any outright fights or, you know,
that's
anybody getting crazy. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm here to support Brian.
Do you have any? Well, I see young kids here. I saw they did their first kid panels, which
yes,
were
I was
so
crying.
amazing.
I was
it's
emotional.
awesome watching these kid panels.
Emotional.
But you know, there may be others here that are walking around the show and they're meeting their heroes, people that are inspiring them. Do you have any advice to the younger generation that's like considering creating content or trying to become a social media star? You know, what do you have to say to them?
I would say just do it. You know, don't hold back. Don't be afraid, and learn and educate yourself and reach out. For any of those young kids out there, I would say just like go for your dream, go for your goals. Just, you know, don't let anything stop you. You can do it. Just have that confidence and keep learning.
I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of AnimalCon.
Thank you. I will. You too.